What secret will you never tell your parents?
Pre-cell phone era, I answered the phone and it was my aunt, calling from Florida. My parents had planned a long driving trip to see her. She was calling to say that maybe now wasn't a good time to visit. It only took about 30 seconds for it to turn into a rant about not really wanting them in her house, to flat out insults about every wrong they had ever done to her. When the rant ran out, I said they left an hour ago. My aunt said, "Let's just make this our little secret, okay?" and hung up.
Had skipped school and the school called my dad to ask why I didn't show up. So he calls me and says, "Why the hell aren't you at school?" So I told him that I'm actually on a field trip and they should know that, and he says, "Okay, let me talk to your teacher." So I was in downtown and there was no shortage of homeless people, so I asked one if he'll pretend to be my teacher her for $5. He sold it perfectly and my dad apologized to me.
When I was a kid, we were on my dad's boat far out at sea. He asked me to take the wheel. After about 5 minutes I saw a big log floating and I steered into it and hit it with the prop, hard. I had seen a cartoon where they did this and it just turned the log into toothpicks. It didn't do that. We had to get towed in by the Coast Guard.
I was in fact in a dangerous area and traveling and survived a night of bombing.
She has flat out told me that it would likely end their marriage.
I lied when I said they repaid me for half of my sister's wedding dinner. My dad was somewhat forced into early retirement, and while splitting the dinner bill wouldn't change things overall, I did not want him stretching his retirement money to cover something I could afford to pay for in full.
I stole this tape they bought that taught couples some new techniques to spice up their sex life. They were demonstrated by two real people, so it was porn. I let a friend hold it and he lost it. I'm sure they know, but I'll never admit it.
Well, I was going to hide the fact that I got robbed at gunpoint, but my sister's mouth is too flabby.
My super religious father has no idea how drunk I got in high school. I think my mom knew, but she definitely never told my dad, most likely to save me from the hell he'd put me through.
I remember the day you adopted me. I never told them. They gave me all the love that shaped me as a person. Surely they had their reasons, which I will never question for never saying it during their lives. They passed away several years ago, and I will miss them every single day of my life. Sometimes parents don't need to know any secrets, because there's a good chance they already know or have deduced it long before you've even considered telling them they love you unconditionally. It is your sole decision to share something with them or not.
My address lol. That I've been depressed for years.